I want to start the video off by asking a question. What the fuck is a franchise champion? Can somebody explain that to me? Because like a few days ago, I actually saw it was some boxing channel. I think it was like Sky Sports or it was the Zone. No, I think it was the Zone. They put in their community post. They put Saul Canelo Alvarez is now fucking the franchise champion, and now something like Charlo is now the WBC champion. And now I came across this article that was reported by Boxing Scene, and I'm going to read the article. It's called Team White, WBC franchise policy could ruin plans for Wilder. Now, this is like, I guess, this whole fake-ass franchise belt was created by the WBC, and of course Deontay Wilder is the WBC champion. So let's quote some of the things that are said in this article. Jermall Charlo is not a world champion. For which he served as a reporter. He hasn't beaten a world champion. He's a good fighter, but he was given a title. That's what Eddie Hearn says. So they're quoting Eddie Hearn. We've got Dillian Whyte, who is getting ready to be mandatory challenger. We don't want to fight for a vacant belt when Deontay Wilder moves up to franchise champion. So we will see what happens. So what does that mean? We don't want to fight for a vacant belt when Deontay Wilder moves up to franchise champion. So does this mean if Deontay Wilder decides to become a franchise champion, a fake ass champion, that means, because I don't know what the fuck a franchise champion is, then what, he vacates his belt? Because in that post that they posted on the community post, when Saul Canelo Alvarez got, became the franchise champion, people were saying, oh, the WBC created that fucking franchise belt for Saul Canelo Alvarez so that he doesn't have to face the Charlos, right, or something like that. I think it was either Charlo or Saul Canelo Alvarez, one of those dudes. But one of those dudes became a franchise champion, and basically what they were saying is they made that dude the franchise champion just so he doesn't have to face this guy, and then this guy becomes the champion, the WBC champion. So so I guess that's what Eddie Hearn is trying to say here is. Will the same thing happen with Deontay Wilder? Will Deontay Wilder move up to franchise? Again, what the fuck is a franchise champion? I've never heard of that shit before. What the fuck is a franchise? That doesn't even make sense. A franchise champion. So what if the WBC makes Deontay Wilder the franchise champion? He is no longer the WBC champion. Does that mean that then the WBC belt becomes vacant and then Dillian Whyte fights for that vacant belt? That would just make both Wilder and Whyte look bad, in my opinion. It will make Wilder look bad because it's like, what the fuck? Why are you a fucking franchise champion, a fake ass champion no one ever heard of? But then Dillian Whyte, you could have just defended your belt against Dillian Whyte. I guess they have a choice. Do they have a choice? Again, I have not done my research. You guys are probably more educated and you have done more research than me. But like I've told you, I've not been really paying attention to boxing as of late, really. Because I only want to make videos when I want to, when I feel like making the videos. I'm not going to be reporting the news anymore. But I just saw this article and I don't understand this. Can somebody keep me up to date? What does this mean? This franchise champion bullshit. Does this mean that if Deontay Wilder becomes the franchise champion, then he vacates the WBC belt, and then Dillian Whyte fights for the vacant belt against somebody else? That just makes Wilder look bad if he does that. If I hear a week from now, breaking news, Deontay Wilder elevated to franchise champion, and his WBC belt becomes vacant, and then Dillian Whyte fights for it, that would just make him look like a fucking ducker. People will be saying, why didn't Deontay Wilder defend his WBC belt against Dillian Whyte? I hope none of this is true. I hope Deontay Wilder doesn't move up and fucking become the franchise champion, because I don't understand. I don't know what the fuck the franchise champion is. What is that? That sounds like something out of the WWE. Franchise champion. Franchise. What the fuck is a franchise champion? Can anybody explain to me what's a franchise champion, and what does this have to do with Deontay Wilder's WBC belt? What is the WBC doing when they create something called the franchise champion? What is this belt? Please let me know in the comment section below of this video, man. I'm out.